Morning, students. I'm very happy to welcome you all for this wonderful session. In this session, we are going to learn the same chapter, Introduction to C++. For C++, you have learned till relational operators, till logical operators you have learned. I have given examples for till relational operators. I already told you, I already explained you uh, what is the useful of relational operator. Relational operators are operators which are used to getting the relationship between any two operands. But the logical operators are operators which are used to getting the relationship between any two expressions. This is what called as, these are all the examples for logical operators. These logical operators which are used to getting the relationship between any two expressions. Assignment operator, single equivalent operator which is used to assigning any value for any operand. Conditional operator I have already explained you. This is an alternate for if and else, which is used to execute a result. This conditional operator is also known as ternary operator. For evaluating ternary operator, we need three operands. Here we are going to see an example for logical operators. For logical operators, I am going to show an example program. For that, open Turbo C++ compiler. After opening the C++ compiler, open new prompt. Sorry. Give new. After giving new, here I have to type hash include. This is called header file iostream dot h. Here IO is nothing. iostream stream. Hash is it is known as preprocessor. Hash symbol, it is known as preprocessor, which gives the information what are the uh, functions I am going to use, what are the lines I am going to use under iostream.h. It will give us instructions to the compiler. That is what it is called as preprocessor. iostream.h. The extension of .h is header file. IO is for input and output. I is for input and O is for output. With this header file, I am going to give input command line as well as output command line. And next one is hash include conio.h. conio.h. So what is the purpose of giving conio.h? I will explain later. Void main. Here I have to open. I am going to declare variables int a, comma b, comma c, comma d, comma e. So with this I am going to finish my variable declaration. Afterwards I am going to assign values for the variables. I am going to initialize the values for the variables. For a I am going to give 5, comma b is equal to 10, comma c is equal to 2, comma d is equal to 15. Here I am going to give e is equal to within the bracket a is greater than b AND symbol. This is called AND symbol. If you are giving double AND, that double AND should be known as logical AND. That AND should be known as logical AND. If you are giving single AND operator, single AND symbol, that should be known as normal AND operator. Here, next one I am going to give C is greater than or equal to D. Next one is, here I have to give CLR, SCR. The reason for giving conio.h is for CLR and getCH functions. And next one, Cout. Here I have to give the result of RESULT, result of E, or logical AND, LOGICAL, logical AND is within, afterwards here I have to call E. I have to give get ch. Finally I have to finish my program. Here we have to run it. If there is any error, it doesn't give a result. There is no error. My result, the result of my program is 0, because see here I have given A is greater than B, but the value of A is 5, so that this condition becomes false. Here I have given C is greater than or equal to D, but C value is 2 and D value is 15, so this is also becomes false, so that my result will be 0. If you want to get the result as 1 for logical operator, logical AND operator, both the expressions should be true, then only you can get 1 as your result. See here I am going to give like that, C is greater than or equal to T. So see, if you are compiling, if you are running the same program, again you will get 0 as your result, because if both the expressions are true while executing with logical AND operator, you can get 1 as your result. See here, now we can get 1 as our result. Yes, 1. So next one is, we are going to do logical OR operator. This is called logical OR operator. I am going to execute. Yes, 1. For logical OR operator, OR is what? OR. If any one of the given expressions is true, if any one of the given expressions is true, while executing with the logical OR operator, you can get 1 as your result. If both the expressions are false, you will get 0 as your result. See here, now this time also you can get 1 as a result, because the first given A is less than B, that is true. To get 0 as your result while executing logical OR operator, both the expressions must false. In this time, at this moment, we can get 0 as a result for logical OR operator. Yes, see 0. This is what logical and logical OR operator. So next one we are going to give not equal. So again run your program. This time you will get 1 as a result. Now I am going to execute. This time we will get 1 as a result. So this is how we have to type the program and compile the program. Finally we have to execute the program. So do you want to save? No, I don't want to save my program. Next one we are going to see precedence of the operator. Precedence is nothing but order of the execution of the operators. According to the precedence only, the operators are going to be executed within an expression. We can give many operators within an expression, but to avoid the confusion for the compiler, which one have to be executed first? For that, it will take precedence of the operator. What are the operators you are giving? Within parentheses, within the brackets, that should be execute first. The operands are the operators. The operands and the operators are grouped in a specific logical way of evaluation, way for evaluation. That logical grouping is called as an association. If you are giving two parentheses, two normal brackets within an expression, at that time we can get which one gets executed first with the help of association, from left to right or right to left. That should be known as association of operators. What are the operators given within the parentheses? That should be executed first. And next one is postfix increment, and next one is prefix increment or decrement. And these operators are executed according to BODMAS rule. And this is what the precedence of operator. According to the precedence of operator, the order of precedence of operator only, the operators are executing while giving within an expression. And next one is punctuators. Punctuators is nothing but these are all called as symbols. So these punctuators are also called as separators. Without the punctuators, we are not able to write the program. If you are leaving any punctuators while writing the program, it will show an error in your program. The following punctuators are used in C++. Most of the punctuators are very common for C, C++, and Java. See, curly braces, opening and closing curly braces indicates start and end of the program or a block of code. See here, the main function have been starting here and it is ending here. And next one is parenthesis. Opening and closing parenthesis indicate function calls and function parameters. If you are declaring any function within your program, that function should contain these parentheses. This parenthesis is mandatory for function. And next one is square bracket. It indicates for arrays. The square brackets are using for arrays. And next one is comma, which is used to separate two things differently in a program. See here, int x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20 sum. These three things are known as variables under integer data type. Under integer data type. Next one is semicolon. Every executable statement in C++, Java and C, that should be ends with the semicolon. This one is also known as terminator operator. This one is also known as terminator operator. See, these lines are executable lines in C++ language. So that these lines are ends with the semicolon. And next one is colon. It is used to label a statement. For example, if you are using any access modifier in your program, private, public, protected, three different types of access modifiers are there in programming language, that should be end with the colon. And next one is comments. Any statement that begins with the C, C++, and Java, that should be given within double slash or single slash star, and it should be ends with star and single slash. If you are starting with double slash, that should be for single line comment. If you are starting with slash star, that should be known as multi-line comment. It is nothing. If you want to describe something, if you want to describe a line in your program, that should be given within this double line, I mean double slash or else slash with a star. Next one is IO operators. IO is nothing but input and output operator. What are all the commands, what are all the lines which is used to getting the input and giving the output from the user? C++ provides the operator. This is called this is which is used to get the input, which is used to get the input. I mean under this name it will save. This is called stream extraction operator or get from operator. The double greater than symbol which is used to get the input from the user, which is used to extracting the value from the user. So that this is called as stream extraction or get from operator, and it is a binary operator. It needs two operand. It requires two operands. The first operand is the predefined identifier cin, pronounced as cin. The second one is the user defined variable, the user defined variable. To receive or extract more than one value at a time, the double greater than, I mean get from operator should be used for each variable. This is called cascading of operator. If you are using more than one variable within a single line, this get from operator should be used for each variable. This type of declaration is known as cascading of operator. See, this is binary operator. This binary operator requires two operands. One is predefined operand called cin. This is called num. It is user defined variable. And next one is output operator, which is used to the output operator which is used to giving the output to the user. This one is known as stream insertion or put to operator. This is called as stream insertion or put to operator. It is used to send the strings or values of the variables to the right side of the object. It is also a binary operator. The first operand is a predefined identifier called cout. The second one is known as the user defined variable. See here, this is predefined identifier called cout. This one, the sum is user defined variable. This is the second operand, this is the first operand. See, next one is cascading of IO operators. If we are using more than one get from or put to operator within a single line, that should be known as cascading of IO operators. See here, here they are using, if you are using continuously the same get to operator, get from operator or put to operator within a single line, that should be known as cascading operator. And next one, a small example for cascading cin, and for this I am going to give a small example. No need to give namespace, using namespace standard within our program. For what is the purpose of giving using namespace standard within program is, If you are giving the same variable name within a program, if you are declaring a variable with the same name, more than one variable under the same name, for avoiding the confusion, we have to give using namespace standard. So that no need to give this using namespace standard for any program in our program. So next one is int main, and this is called a collection of functions. I mean, under main only we are going to give the blocks of code with what are the requirements of our program that should be given within main section only. So if you are giving int main, from that your program should be starts. Next one is execution of C++ program. So how the C++ program should be executed? First we have to create a source code. What I have typed within a blue screen, that should be typed within that. After that we have to save our source code, and with the extension of cpp dot cpp dot c++. The next one is compilation process. Compile menu will be there. Under the compile menu, if you want to compile your program, the shortcut key for compiling your program is alt F9, alt plus F9. Without releasing the alt button, you have to press F9 function key, F9 function key, and if there is no any error, it will shows errors and warnings are 0. Afterwards we can run our program. For running our program, we have to press Ctrl F9. Without releasing the control button, we have to press F9 key. If you are using laptop, in your laptop, if there is any button under the name Fn, at that time you have to press Fn button, control as well as F9 function key. At that time, if there is no any error, you can get result. Or else if you have any error, I mean if your program have any error, and the errors can be listed by this compiler. And for executing the program, different compilers are there. Dev C++, Genie, CodeBlocks, CodeLite. These are all open source. Open sources are nothing but these softwares are available as a free software in online. You can download it. After downloading the software, you can install in your laptop or PC. After installing, you can type your program and you can execute your program. These are all the steps for working with the Dev C++. No need to learn these things. If you have worked with Dev C++, you will become very familiar with this. For simply reading these pages are not useful. You have to work out. Then only you can become a programmer. If you want to become a programmer, you have to work with the compilers. You have to work with the programs. Simply reading the pages are not useful. You are not become a programmer for simply reading the pages. So next one, types of errors. While executing the programs, if there is any error, that will also listed by the compiler. For that, different types of errors are there. 3 different types of errors are there. One is syntax error. Next one is semantic error. The semantic error is also called as logical error. The third one is runtime error. So what is syntax? Syntax is nothing but how the language English has some grammatical rules. The same thing here also have. Syntax are nothing but it has some structure. The programming language C++ has some structure. It has some grammatical things, rules to construct a program. Every programming language has unique rules for constructing the source code. If you are leaving any punctuation, see here in this line, the line doesn't end with semicolon. So in C++ programming language, every executable statement should ends with the semicolon, but in this line it should not ends with a semicolon. So these type of error should be known as syntax errors. So if you are leaving any punctuation, or if you are giving any uh, lowercase or uppercase alphabets while constructing the program for predefined identifiers, that should be known as syntax error. And next one is semantic error. If a program has not produced expected result, the program giving the result but it will not producing the expected result because of any grammatical error, that should be known as semantic error or logical error. It may be happened by wrong use of variables, operator, or order of execution, etc. Because of using wrong use of variables, operator, order of execution, that should be known as logical error. If you are declaring 5 variables, but if you are using only 4 variables, the fifth one is not used in your program, means at that time the semantic error will be happen. Next one is runtime error. Runtime error occurs during the execution of a program. It occurs because of some illegal operations that takes place. For example, if a program tries to open a file which does not exist, it results in a runtime error. If you are running a program but the running program is not there in a particular folder, that should be comes under runtime error. So these are the types of errors. One of the 5 marks from this lesson. So points to remember. So next one is, here you have to point out the errors. iostream.h is not there. iostream is not there. .h is not there. .h is missing. Int main, so that is correct. Int h is equal to 10, w is equal to 12. Here instead of giving semicolon, we have to give comma. But if you are giving int h is equal to 10, semicolon w is equal to 12, for w you have to give different data type. You can use the same int here also. If they are providing int here, if they are providing int here, that is correct, but they are missing the data type called int, so that it is not a correct method to declare the variables. So here .h have to give, here comma should be given. So I will execute the program. Now I am going to execute the program. So see here, the same thing I am going to give. Open Turbo C++. Here give file new. Here I am going to give hash include iostream.h. Afterwards, no need to give using namespace standard, int main, that should be given, int h is equal to 10, semicolon w is equal to 12, and see out within the double quotes we have to give the output string line, the result of result of h plus w is here. I have to call h plus w, and that should be, here I have to give CLR SCR. Purpose of giving CLR SCR and getch will be teach after opening the successful, and here I'm going to give getch, and finally I have to close my program. So if I'm executing this program, some errors may occur because some errors are there while constructing the program. See here, they have left dot h as well as the, instead of giving comma they have given semicolon here. That is also a big mistake in this program. So now I'm going to execute the program. First I will compile. For compiling the program, the shortcut key is Alt plus F9. Yes, 5 errors, 2 warnings are there. Press any key. Where are the errors are there? That should be listed by the compiler. Here dot h should be given, dot h, and next one again I'm going to compile. 3 errors, 2 warnings are there. See the undefined symbol W, because of giving semicolon here we have to give another data type. Here I have to give data type for W. Again I'm going to compile. 2 errors. CLR SER should have a prototype. If you are giving CLR SER and getch in your program, these two known as functions, if you are using CLR SER function and getch function in your program, you have to give header file for the CLR SER and the getch functions. The header file for the CLR SER and getch functions are ponyo.h. That should be given. Again I'm going to execute, compile, only warnings. Function should return a value. This is not a big problem. Even though warnings are there in your program, you can get result. You can get result. So run your program. Go and run your program. Yes, the result of h plus w is 22. Even though warnings are there, you can get result for your program. So now I can reduce this problem. I mean I can rectify this error with another. This is what the actual statement they have given. So again I'm going to compile. 3 errors, 2 warnings are there. So iostream.h, in iostream.h, dot h is missing, so that should be given. And again I'm going to compile. Again one error is there. So undefined variable, undefined symbol W. So I can avoid this problem. I can rectify this error. I can rectify this error in another way. Simply I'm going to, instead of giving, before that I have given another data type for W. Instead of giving new data type for W, just enough to give comma. Now I can get result. Yes, the same result I can get. So this is how rectify the error. So students, I hope you can understand the topics very well clearly. So with this the chapter 9 part 1 is over. Next one is evaluation, I mean 1 mark answer. For the first one, who developed C++, the correct answer is option B. What was the original name given to C++? C with the classes. Who coined C++ arithmeticity? The option A. The smallest individual unit in a program is called tokens. Next one is extraction. For extraction, we have to use this one. Insertion, for a stream insertion we have to use this one. Which of the following statements are not true? Keywords are the reserved words which are convey specific meaning to the compiler. Not true, they are asking. First one is true. Reserved words or keywords can be used as an identifier. That is a wrong one. An integer constant must have at least one digit without a decimal point. That is also correct. Exponent form of real constant consists of two parts. That is also correct. The answer for this one, sixth one, is option B. Which of the following is a valid string literal? Valid string literal. String should be given within double quotes. So that according to that, the D option is correct. A program written in a high level language is called as source code. Assume A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 6. What will be the result? It should be converted. A should be converted as a binary one, B should be converted as a binary one. So you just after after reopening the school, I will give answer for the ninth one. Which of the following is called as a compile time operators? Maybe this or pointer. Compile time operator, this operator. That is the correct one. So students, in the next session, I will teach part 2 of chapter 9. Thank you all.